Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're restoring this Hayterette lawnmower with a Briggs and Stratton engine. When we purchased this, the gentleman we bought it off said he bought it second hand in 1969, so it's clearly quite an old mower, but hopefully we can bring it back to life. So here we're just trying to see if it will run before we start investing time and money in restoring it. So checking for fuel. The gentleman had already put a new spark plug in and fuel and couldn't get it to run, so I was just checking those oil in it and seeing if it starts. So as you can see, it doesn't start, so the next step is to troubleshoot this. So first we're trying to see if it sparks. So here we're trying to spark test and couldn't see particularly well, but there was no spark and it doesn't run off GT85, so there's obviously an issue with how it sparks. Now these older mirrors have points, so I decided the best course of action would be to put a coil from a newer mirror and change it to electronic ignition, as that's usually more effective and more reliable. Here you can see that the air filter is completely disintegrated, which is to be expected from something this old. And also there must have been a mouse or something. There's a lot of debris sort of in the engine cooling fins. So I'm just putting the old coil to the side. I'll cut that off when it's needed, but if it works, but I just wanted to make sure that the coil was the issue and nothing else. So here we're just setting the gap using an old business card of the magneto. It's important to make sure it runs properly. So this is just a quick trick I've used to find parts for this mirror. If you can't read the model number, if you put black Sharpie or permanent marker on it, then you can read it a lot easier. So here's the spark test. You can see in the second pull just slightly, it does spark, so that seems to be the problem. However, it's still not running, so we presume there's something wrong with the carburetor also. It doesn't surprise me. So the next job is to strip down the carburetor and clean the diaphragm, as to replace the diaphragm, as they often perish with time. So I'll just continue disassembling the carburetor and then clean it with carb cleaner and then blow it out with compressed air. Following that, I will put it back together with a new diaphragm, which should hopefully let it all work. So, carburetor is all reassembled. We'll see if it starts. The throttle's not connected, so that has to be manually adjusted, but it's not too important, especially with the auto choke. So yeah, fired up literally first pull. Seems to run reasonably well, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy to restore it. We'll know how to get it running. So now, while it's hot, I thought I would try and heat it up even more and remove this exhaust. Took quite a while, but I thought I could quench it to break the rust. It required a lot of persuasion, but we did get it off eventually. Holy cow. So a replacement will be required as it was pretty mangled getting that off. Now to take the disc off, which was also a nightmare. In the end we used a ball joint separator thing, sockets to suspend it, hammering it off, and when you hammer it in it pushes against the engine and then pries it off. So that was my dad's idea and it was quite smart. So we did manage to get it off. We were struggling any other way. We tried all sorts, but eventually we got it off. There you go. Hey, well done. Okay, so now we're taking off the engine and the wheels and everything, so we can respray everything. And we're draining out the oil as well. So we're working on the engine using paint removal disc to strip all the paint off, and then we'll prime all the bits and paint them red. So here we didn't prime the engine, just gave it a few coats of engine enamel because it's high temperature, so, and the primer's not, so I didn't want the paint blistering off. So here we're just fitting a new decal for the engine cover, and then I gave it a quick coat of lacquer afterwards. So here I've just cut and I'm attaching the kill switch wire so that the magneto stops producing a spark when the mower is turned off, and then fitting the magneto. So putting on a new air filter and oiling it just to help trap dirt. Okay, so now we're working on the deck and the rest of the mower, so stripping off the handles, the wheels and everything into individual components. So these split pins I couldn't take off, we have to cut them off and then drill them out and replace them. So that's what you can see doing here with a rotary tool. So yeah, just taking out these plastic bits and then knocking out the bolts which had rusted into the deck. And now cleaning it and using paint removal discs to strip it down for painting. And now just using some 320 wet and dry just to sand the bits that I missed with the removal disc and just flatten it all off. So here we're just rattle canning some etch primer on, and then a 1200 grit back down before the top coat. And now we're applying the synthetic top coat. And now time to reassemble. I tried to clean all the bolts and nuts before putting it back together with a wire brush. Yeah, reassembling everything. So here we're drilling out the split pins from the that we had to grind off so we can fit new ones in, as they'd completely rusted in. So putting the engine back on and connecting that, putting it on back to front at first, because Hayterettes have the engines on different spark plug facing you instead of the front of the mower, unlike almost every other mower. Fitting a nice new shiny exhaust, and then we get to fit in the friction disc back on. So I just give it a quick emery cloth first because it was quite badly corroded. And yet putting the handles on and adjusting those. The two bolts are the top and the bottom bolts are different lengths, so originally I had them the wrong way around, so I just have to swap them back over. And fitting the throttle back on, that's all working correctly, which is good. No cables that need replacing. So now we're just adding oil and fuel to see if it runs. So, let's just see if it runs. Which it does, however, it runs quite slowly, as you can see. It's sped up a bit by 1800 RPM, should be 3000. However, the spring for the governor wasn't on properly, so we put that on properly, and perfect, 3000 RPM. So we're going to cut the wheel caps on and put the Royal Crest decal on, as this is, I think it makes it look quite good. I am. It's going to come off. Is it coming? Oh, look how it's going. So there we go, the finished product. Another mower saved, and I hope you can agree. It's looks quite good, much better than it was. As you'll see from the before and after pics, but here's a quick video of it mowing some grass. All cuts well, runs well, and they're quite good to mow because they're quite easy to push. Quite well built compared to the other mowers. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.